Dana White, entrepreneur and head of the world's largest free fighting sports (MMA) promotion company, Ultimate Fighting Championship (UFC), bluntly explains the sorrows that everyone will face when they fully enter the business world. I always laugh when I hear someone say that he doesn't want to work for someone else, and wants to work for himself, become an entrepreneur because he wants to have a lot of time for himself. Well, when you start this, there will be no Christmas, holidays, Easter, holiday, you have to work every day without knowing holidays. Every day bad things will happen, and every day there will be bad people who want to destroy you. This is war, said White, in a video uploaded by the Millionaire Steps Instagram account. This video was also uploaded to other Instagram accounts which often upload entrepreneurial and motivational content. Talking about the decision to enter the business world, when you enter, know that the risks in your profession are clearly high. This is because your income fluctuates, and the chance of losing income is also higher than that of employees. In terms of emergency funds, people with a profession like this should have an emergency fund equivalent to at least 1 year of mandatory and necessary expenses, to anticipate existing uncertainties. Apart from that, they are also obliged to carefully consider what must be done so that the business they run can generate money that will finance all operational activities and profits for their investors. As is known, White is known as a successful entrepreneur in the world of sports. White's luxurious life is often in the spotlight, starting from his hobby of collecting sneakers, and so on. If you look at history, UFC was founded by a businessman named Art Davie and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu martial arts practitioner, Rorion Gracie. Their first match was held in 1993, and the goal of forming the UFC was to identify which martial arts were the most effective. Initially, UFC, which was under the auspices of the Semaphore Entertainment Group, SEG, experienced financial problems, and in 2001, the company was sold to Frank and Lorenzo Fertitta, Zuffa Group. At that time, Dana White was appointed president. Based on information on Wikipedia, Dana White, who was dropped out of Quincy College and UMass Boston, worked hard in various fields. He has worked in the infrastructure sector as an asphalt pourer and as a bouncer in a bar. However, when he became friends with former amateur boxing champion, Peter Welch, White decided to take his business more seriously in the field of combat sports. He started by opening a boxing gym in Boston with Welch. When he moved to Las Vegas, White continued his boxing gym business while training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with John Lewis, who at that time was already a UFC fighter. White's encounter with SEG began when White was the manager of two MMA fighters, Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. At that time, White heard the news that Bob Meyrowitz, owner of SEG, intended to sell UFC. White also contacted the Fertitta brothers, and they bought UFC for $2 million United States dollars. Under White's leadership, the UFC grew rapidly. In 2015, UFC managed to record a gross profit of $600 million United States dollars, and in 2016 Zuffa sold UFC shares to Endeavor Group Holdings Inc., worth $4 billion United States dollars, and White holds 9% of UFC shares. In 2023, Endeavor announced that they had signed a merger agreement between World Wrestling Entertainment (WWE) and UFC, and formed a company called TKO, which was listed on the stock exchange. Of course, this will be a new chapter for UFC and WWE in the future. Endeavor boss Ariel Emanuel will lead the new company TKO. Meanwhile, Dana White became CEO of UFC, while Vince McMahon was appointed executive chairman of TKO.